Welcome to Log 36 and Princeton, New Jersey. Who would have known that Princeton, New Jersey was so beautiful, right? Great place to be. So I want to tell you that we've spent the last 2 years planning this event down to the most minute detail, including the rain not arriving until 6 p.m. tonight.
Welcome, everyone. I'm so glad you're all here. This is, I think, my 28th log, so it's been a lot of logs. On behalf of Lotus Limited and the Board of Directors, we would like to thank Glenn and Kyle and all of their committee people for the fabulous job that they've done. I mean, you can see that it's been a lot of hard work, and it's all paid off.
But tonight our guest speaker is Wes Fredericks. Now, throughout the years at LOG, we've had some fairly big names, people that it didn't take a lot of recognition to know who they were. Wes is very low-key. He doesn't put it out there that he's one of the guys who's responsible for Lotus being around, but he really is, because Lotus ran into troubles in the 80s and had to pull out of the U.S. market. So we had a number of years in the early 80s where there was no Lotuses being brought in. But what Wes did is he started Lotus Performance Cars, the company that eventually became what we know today as Lotus Cars USA. So he is one of the men responsible for getting these cars back into this country and for all of us continuing to be able to buy Lotuses and continue our obsession. So I'd like to introduce to you Wes Fredericks.
The Lotus began its distribution in the U.S. in 1958, primarily on the West Coast. It then moved to the East Coast and throughout the country, and ultimately had a network of 6 or 7 importers and distributors. When the Elite came out in the U.S. in 1974, it sold for a little bit more than the Ferrari Dino. So think about that a little bit. The Ferrari Dino with all its performance and the 4-cylinder detuned Lotus Elite with its Stromberg carburetors to meet U.S. emissions requirements cost more at the New York Auto Show than the Ferrari Dino. Ferrari at the time that we're discussing, from sort of the mid-'80s till the early 80s to the mid to late 80s, was headed in America by a fellow named Emilio Anchisi, a very lovely Italian gentleman who also, oddly enough, was trained as a lawyer. And he and I became quite friendly. We would shoot together. Our families would have dinner together. His daughter was killed in a tragic automobile accident, and I helped him found a college scholarship in her honor. And we really got along quite well. And he told me in 1998, just before he went back to Europe to live permanently, that he said, you know, Lotus is the only car maker I ever was concerned about as a competitor to Ferrari. And then he said, you know, Wes, you and I have something in common. My years at Ferrari and your years at Lotus were probably the cherry on the top of our ice cream sundae of careers. And he was right. It was awfully exciting being involved with Lotus in those years. And it's great to see you all here, and great to see Lotus hopefully bringing the Evora 400 in. Kyle?
Just think of the fun. 225. Yeah, Bob will stand with it. You can have a photograph with Bob, and Bob could look through the window at you. Here you go. In you go.
That's priceless.
Yep.
this world and I don't want to leave. They say that death is a deal that you cannot refuse, but I love you, girl, and I don't want to lose you. Don't want a long ride, I don't want to die at all. I want to be the man who lives forever. I ain't never gonna die and I want you to come. They say life is a tale, it begins and it ends, and forever's a word that we can't understand. Well, I know that my life's better when we're together, so why can't a story just go on forever? Don't want a long ride, I don't wanna die at all. I wanna be the man who lives forever. I ain't never gonna die and I want you to come. Say life without end wouldn't have any meaning. The journey to death is the point of a being. Well, the point of my life is to be with you, babe, but there ain't enough time in the life that they gave. They say we're all born to die, but I'll never believe it. I love this world and I don't want to leave. They say that death is a deal that you cannot refuse, but I love